Hey guys, what's up? Carter here. Carter here. Carter here. I got another knife for you. This came in today. I wasn't going to do a video on it, but I had a free minute, and so I am. Yeah, so here I am, making a video. You know how much I love to talk, and you know how much I love to upload videos. The fact that I've been putting up like 5 a frickin' day. I know, it's getting ridiculous, guys. It is. Yeah, I gotta stop doing that. But anyways, on to this video. This is a Recon I Cold Steel. This is probably going to be the last entry on my Cold Steel kick that I've been on lately. I think it's kind of run its course, and it's time to move on. But I used to have the Cold Steel Recon I drop point version, and I sold it, and I kind of regret selling it. It's just, I don't know, it's just one of those knives that are just cool. So I picked up the Tanto version, and this is definitely a very impressive Tanto. Just has that really aggressive Americanized Tanto shape to it, with that really pronounced tip. I mean, just looks like a freaking shark face. I mean, this thing is just gnarly. Nice and thick. You know how I like it, nice and thick. All the way to the tip. Oh yeah. The grind on this is perfect. Perfectly even on both sides. Came fairly sharp. Of course, I had to strop it up a little bit. Now it's really sharp. Guys, I suggest if you don't have a strop, get one. Seriously, just pick one up. Grab your knife out of the box from the factory and just give it a few strops, and that sucker will, you know, paper is going to run away from that edge. Seriously. A factory edge with a quick strop job on it, just brutal. Really quick too, just a couple of minutes, seconds really. I mean, fast. Anyways, back onto the video. So I'm not going to go into too much depth. It's your standard Recon I. It's a new model with the infamous triad lock. I don't know why I said infamous. It's really famous triad lock. Really great contoured hand right here. I think I may have mentioned in a previous video that I liked the American Lawman better when I first got it, but actually now that I'm comparing them side by side, I would say this one has way better ergos, much bigger blade. I mean, that thing is just insane. Look at that. Look at that wicked blade you get there. Of course, Triad Lock provides awesome detent. This really great retention in there, never a problem. It's smooth. Of course, being a lockback, it's kind of hard to flick open. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to do it with the camera here. You can flick it open, but you got to really put a lot of wrist into it and kind of time everything. Look how much real estate is used. That blade goes all the way to the handle right there. And these are built like a tank. Just really, I mean, it's really quite impressive what they've done here. Look how thick that G10 is. I mean, there's no flex. There's no liners, but there's no flex. You've got this big backspacer right here. I think that's Zytel. Pretty sure it's not G10. I think it's a Zytel backspacer. It's probably better because I think Zytel's a little harder, and that's what everything kind of screws into. But you've got 4 body screws back here. These are actually staggered, so they don't, you know, they're separated. So you got 4 contact points right here. These all go into this backspacer right here. So do all these. Yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 screws going into this backspacer right here. And then you've got all these pins that the back lock is attached to, goes through, sorry, brain fart, as well as this, the stop pin / triad lock pin, whatever you want to call it. It serves kind of multiple purposes. Then of course you got the pivot. I mean, this handle is just incredibly well put together. It's put together incredibly well, and all while being a very light. You know, there's definite things you got to say about Cold Steel that you just can't deny. I mean, their strength to weight ratio, I think, is really unmatched anywhere in the knife world. I'll say that right there. You know, are there knives as strong? Sure. but are they as strong and as lightweight? You'd be hard pressed to find it. But you know, Cold Steel has its problems too, like this really terrible coating they use, their cheesy Recon logo with the bullseye for the O. You know, I mean, how cheesy tactical can you get? But other than that, really, really nice blade. I'm not sure if I'm going to take the coating off this one. I ended up not really liking the American Lawman when it was done. Even though the stonewashing job was decent after my problems I had with it, I don't know. I just don't think I like it. In fact, I don't know, I'm actually starting to grow to like this shiny kind of coating. I wish it was a little more durable. Really though, I mean, I wish it was DLC. If I could have my way, DLC would be the way to go. But yeah, so really cool knife, Recon I. If anybody's just out there looking for like a $50 large tactical utility knife that's going to be strong and not give them any trouble, I would definitely recommend the Recon I series. You've got a couple of different blade styles you can do. You know, I mean, they're not the prettiest and they don't have any bells and whistles, but they have a slim profile. They sit in your pocket very well. Quality materials, really good construction, and an extremely strong lock. Really, really nice. However, I will not really recommend this knife if you work in very dirty environments. You've probably already seen my mud test on this, and yeah, that's really the kryptonite to this design is debris, whether it's like mud or just particles around. You know, I've seen where people take a back lock, Spyderco actually, just out of their pocket, they open it up, they think it's locked, and it's not locked, and it's because a little bit of lint got inside the lock and just prevented it from engaging. And like I mentioned before, this is a little canal right here, and there's no way out. So anything that gets in there, this lock is just going to jam it further and further down there. You know, this is a very strong lock, so it takes quite a bit more than just your standard back lock. I mean, this thing will, it's so deep that you have to really fill it up in order for it not to lock. But it is definitely something to consider if you are going to be using this knife kind of under harsh conditions and things. Be aware that things can get trapped inside here and actually prevent that lock from functioning properly. You can see right there, just that. I mean, it's just a channel, and then slides back. Lock fits inside there. Obviously, if it's already full with something else, lock will not be able to fit inside there, and it won't lock. That's really the only, and it's not even a gripe because there's really nothing you can do. I mean, it's just one of those things where nothing's perfect. Everything's a give and take, right? You sacrifice ease of opening for strength. You sacrifice smoothness of the blade for the detent and things like that. I mean, everything's a give and take. And it's just a matter of you getting all of the information and making your decision on what's important and what's you know, practical for your application. The muddy issue with the stuff, that may not ever be anything you need to be concerned about. Or maybe it is. You know, I just want to make sure that you know about it so that when you're trying to find a knife to buy, that's a factor you consider, and you just don't end up in a place, you know, where something fails on you. And I swear these Cold Steels need a break-in period to fully lock up like a bank vault. When I first got it, it did have, you know, just a slight amount of forward to back. You could just barely kind of feel it kind of click a little, and now it's gone. So I think that I think it's probably the Teflon coating. It probably needs to kind of like wear through that before it gets a full deep lockup. I've been opening it, or I've been disengaging it with this hand because I've been playing with these Cold Steels so much between this you know, pretty small thumb stud and then just pressing the stiff lock bar. Really tore my pads of my thumbs up. But yeah, killer blade. I just love that Tanto. And then you just like that second point right there, just whaka, stab right into shit. Just feels really good in the hand too. I mean, this really has to be one of the more ergonomic knives, production knives out there, I would say. I mean, probably the only thing that would make it feel a little better is if it was a little wider. That's probably just because my hands are pretty big. But then, of course, it wouldn't ride in the pocket quite as well. But these finger grooves cut out for you, like butter, freaking butter. Alright guys, I'm done rambling about this knife. Talk to y'all later.